To do so, would you please stand? Welcome, a very warm welcome to you all to Garford here in South Oxfordshire. And can I thank each and every one of you for coming along to this service for Eric William Jenkins. Many of you here may still be coming to terms with the sad loss of Eric from your lives. However, Tina would like to invite you all to join her and the family as we celebrate his life and remember the best of times. As we lovingly hold Eric in our thoughts and prayers, let us also think of all of those close to him, particularly remembering the loving and devoted relationship he shared with Tina. Today, we also think of those from the wider family and the very many special friends that Eric had too, because he was uniquely known by each one of you here. Tina has asked me to say thank you on her behalf for the flowers and messages of love and support that she has received at this time. These mean so much to her. She would also like to say thank you to all of those who have helped through Eric's illness and since his passing. Thanks also go to all of those who have helped creating the service and with the wake. In particular, our thanks to Sue and Naomi. All of you here who have surrounded her with love and care, your presence and thoughts have been appreciated. Today, I welcome all of you here in the chapel and all of those joining us via our live webcast from far and wide as well. Our service today has been lovingly created to celebrate Eric's life and to share with you all some special memories of him. There are many ways to celebrate someone's life, and today we're going to do that through sharing music that he loved, singing hymns, and sharing tributes, both spoken and visual, for him. My name is the Reverend Alison Riches, and I lead this service today as an interfaith minister, which means that I respect people of all faiths and those people with none, believing that at the heart of all is love. I had the very great privilege to meet Eric when he and Tina organised a dear friend's funeral. And I remember him being very kind and caring and always looking extremely dapper. There was something also that just always made me feel warm when I was around him, and that was his wonderful turn of phrase, because somehow it was what he said too that created such memorable connections. Eric was always held at the heart of his family and his friendship circles with great love and respect. And today, I invite you all to hold him in that same love and respect here at the heart of our chapel. And I would now like to acknowledge his presence here with us. Dear Eric, as we gather here with you to celebrate your life, we also acknowledge the courage it takes to say farewell to you, whilst we hold you in our hearts and minds. As we focus on all that you have been in our lives, we will always remember you through the love that we have shared. Eric, be proud of all that you have been. Know that you will be mourned and missed, and that no one can replace you. Eric, know always that you are loved and beloved. I mentioned a moment ago that we would sing hymns today, and it's now time for us to sing the first of those. If it's comfortable to do so, would you please stand as we sing together, Praise My Soul, the King of Heaven. Thank you very much. Please do be seated. Those we love continue to live on in our lives, within the memories they leave us with of the special times we shared together. This is one of their many legacies to us. Let us now welcome Jean Matthews, who is going to give a personal tribute to Eric.
I'm honoured to have been invited by Tina to say a few words about our dear friend Eric. I first met Eric 64 years ago at our local youth club, with Elvis records playing in the background. Eric had just begun his apprenticeship, and he was thrilled to be starting his working life at what was then the Atomic Energy Research Establishment at Harwell, doing what he loved, photography. Then Harwell was like a small town, with shops, cafes, hairdressers, and our group of friends even attended dances there from time to time. Eric met Tina at the Oxford Dancing School on the 19th of May, 1961. Tina remembers the occasion well. She was with a girlfriend, and they were dancing around their handbags when Eric and his friend Tony split them up. This was how romance sometimes began in those days. Our group enjoyed meeting up in Oxford on Saturday nights, starting with a drink at the Golden Cross in Cornmarket, before attending one of the dance venues. Oxford Town Hall and Carfax Assembly Rooms often hosted new bands, such as The Searchers, The Beatles, and Screaming Lord Sutch. Tina tells me their taste in music became quieter in recent years, and Classic FM gave them much pleasure. Tina and Eric were married in 1966 at St. James's Church, Cowley. I remember the occasion well. It was a lovely, warm summer's day in June, with the most elegant bride and groom taking centre stage. Tina was dressed in a long white satin dress under a beautiful lace coat. It was stunning, with Eric smartly dressed in his wedding suit, stylish and immaculate as always. Although we'd moved apart, several of our group continued to meet twice a year for a pre-Christmas dinner and stopover somewhere near Oxford, and for a Sunday lunch in the summer. We looked forward to these occasions very much, and Eric always took a group photograph before we parted company. Tina and Eric enjoyed wonderful holidays, on several occasions staying with Jill and Keith at their home in Bermuda. They also loved cruising and enjoyed the pleasures these holidays had to offer. Comfortable accommodation, good food, the opportunity to dress up and to visit amazing places, as well as having a good rest from their busy working lives. Their favourite destination was Sorrento, to which they returned many times. Tina worked as a clerical assistant at Harwell from 1967 until 2001, and she and Eric were able to travel to and from work together. They've lived in the pretty Oxfordshire village of Aston Tyrrell for 48 years, where they've made a delightful and comfortable home and good friends. Here, Eric created a wonderful garden, and in late summer, it is abundant with a variety of vegetables, adding to the colour and splendour of the dahlias, Eric's pride and joy, the late roses, and the well-tended shrubs. Eric loved well-designed cars, and their garage contains a special one. Eric's father worked at the MG car factory in Abingdon. The company is 100 years old this year. In 1972, Mr. Jenkins Sr. watched a steel blue MGB GT roll off the production line to be collected by his son, Eric. Thus, the car became a special possession with poignant memories. Eric, everyone here will have special memories of you. These have been some of mine. It's been a privilege to know you, my oldest friend. I will remember a talented, kind, good-humoured, gentle man with lovely hair, a happy marriage, and a life well lived. Rest in peace, dear friend.
Jean, thank you so much for that wonderful personal tribute that you've given. It's now time for us to watch the first of our visual tributes for Eric, which is accompanied by Have I Told You Lately That I Love You by Van Morrison.
Take away my sadness, ease my trouble, that's what you do. All the morning sun and all its glory, grace the day with hope and comfort too. And you fill my life with laughter, you can make it better. Ease my troubles, that's what you do. Brother, love is divine, and it just its mine like the sun. At the end of the day, we should give thanks and pray to the one. Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no one above you? Fill my heart with gladness, take away my sadness, ease my troubles, that's what you do. Like the sun. At the end of the day, we will give thanks and pray to the one. Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no one above you? my trouble, that's what you do. Take away my sadness, fill my life with gladness. Ease my trouble, that's what you do. Fill my life with gladness, take away my sadness. Ease my trouble, that's what you do.
Thank you so much, everyone. Our next tribute to Eric is going to give us more insight into Eric's life, this time his working life. Let us welcome Sue Bradbury to share our next tribute.
Thank you. I have known Eric for 44 years, and I am honoured today to be able to give this tribute about Eric's work life at Harwell. The first time I met Eric back in 1980, I was a very nervous trainee typist at the Education and Training Centre at Harwell. And the last time I saw him was this July at Culham, when UKAEA was celebrating its 75th anniversary. Eric was an outstanding photographer and understood that a single picture could be worth 1,000 words. As a photographer working at Harwell, he was surrounded by other luminaries, such as Ivan Belcher, who left the RAF to work at Harwell, Don Kershaw, an industrial photographer who headed a talented photographic studio during the 1970s, and Chris Arnold, who pioneered downhole camera photography and high-speed photography in experimental research for the oil industry. Eric joined Harwell in 1959 under the laboratory trainee scheme, and part of his training included sessions in the photographic department, where he discovered a latent talent for photography. At the end of his training, he declined the offered job as a crane driver and opted to return to the photographic studio, where he subsequently learned his trade on the job. He studied at evening classes for his City and Guild certificates and built on these with further studies at the Harrow College of Art. Eric qualified as a commercial and industrial photographer in 1969 and was awarded associate membership of the British Institute of Professional Photography, elected as a Fellow in 1981, and later elected Fellow of the Master Photographers Association. He received a unique Lifetime Achievement Award in 2006, which was awarded jointly by both professional bodies. As well as being recognised by those professional bodies, Eric was awarded an Honorary Fellowship Award from the British Institute of Professional Photography, and this was followed by a second Honorary Fellowship Award at the Master Photography Association Awards event in 2013. On receiving these awards, Eric said, "I was surprised, shocked and bewildered to be acknowledged in this way by the leading image makers. It's absolutely mind-blowing. For me, photography has not just been a job, it has been a passion and a way of life." Eric's photographic talents were also recognised in March 1989 at the very first Beauty in Physics competition organised by the Institute of Physics. He won first prize with his shot of the spent fuel rods in Harwell's irradiation pond, showing the characteristic blue glow of the Cherenkov radiation. His pictures showing nitrogen ion implantation of racing car engine crankshafts and the use of gas plasma system to study catalytically enhanced carbon deposition on metals were also selected for prizes. As well as entering competitions, Eric's reputation and experience was repeatedly called upon to judge prestigious photographic competitions, working alongside some of the finest image makers in the UK. Since 1990, Eric had been involved with the mentoring and development of new talent through the British Institute of Professional Photographers entry scheme. Back in his day job, Eric's photographic skills have done more to popularise Harwell's scientific work than any other medium, and his value to the site was highlighted by him being asked to organise and be the custodian of over 1 million negatives stored in the UK AEA's Images Archive in Building 404. With over 54 years of experience, Eric became an independent photographer, transferring his skills to the creative side and focusing on scientific work covering the nuclear decommissioning. Passionate about the nuclear industry, Eric continued working as a consultant to the Nuclear Decommissioning Authority, and his years of service were greatly appreciated by all in the nuclear industry. Eric was responsible for creating the UK AEA Photographic Archive at Harwell, which has now been transferred to the NDA. This was successfully completed and named the Eric Jenkins Collection in 2008 in recognition of his fine work. Eric was a true gentleman who will be sadly missed by everyone who knew him. He had that endearing quality of being able to chat with people and distill their ideas into a polished photographic presentation. Eric will never be forgotten, and his photographic legacy will live on. Thank you.
Sue, thank you so much for sharing those many accolades. So now let's see some of that photographic talent in our next visual tribute, titled The Eric Jenkins Collection, accompanied by You Are Not Alone by the Eagles.
Say goodbye to all your pain and sorrow. Say goodbye to all those lonely nights. Say goodbye to all your blue tomorrows. Now you're standing in the light. I know sometimes you feel so helpless. Sometimes you feel like you can't win. Sometimes you feel so isolated. You'll never have to feel that way again. You are not alone. You're not alone. Never thought I'd find the road to freedom. Never thought I'd see you smile again. Never thought I'd have the chance to tell you that I will always be your friend. You are not alone. You're not alone. Say goodbye to all your pain and sorrow. Say goodbye to all those lonely nights. Say goodbye to all your blue tomorrows. Oh, sometimes you feel so helpless. Sometimes you feel like you can't win. Sometimes you feel so isolated. You'll never have to feel that way again. You are not alone. You're not alone. I never thought I'd find the road to freedom. Never thought I'd see you smile again. Never thought I'd have the chance to tell you that I will always be your friend. You are not alone. You're not alone.
Thank you very much, and let us take a moment also to acknowledge those who captured those very candid photographs of Eric as well. It is now time for us to sing our second hymn. If it's comfortable to do so, would you please stand as we sing together, "The Lord's my Shepherd." Thank you, everyone. Please do be seated. In a few moments, it will be time to say farewell to Eric. But before we do so, we have a very special reading that I know means so much to both Eric and Tina. Let us welcome Ruth Welsh to share it with us.
Farewell, my friends. It was beautiful as long as it lasted, the journey of my life. I have no regrets whatsoever, save the pain I leave behind. Those dear hearts who love and care, and the strings pulling at the hearts and soul, the strong arms that held me up when my own strength let me down. At every turning of my life, I came across good friends, friends who stood by me, even when the time raced me by. Farewell, farewell, my friends. I smile and bid you goodbye. No, shed no tears, for I need them not. All I need is your smile. If you feel sad, do think of me, for that's what I'll like. When you live in the hearts of those you love, remember then, you never die.
Ruth, those words are so special and remind us that we continue to live on in so many hearts and in so many memories. Thank you. Now it is time for us to say farewell to Eric. Please do stand as we honour his life. Dear Eric, your life with us is now past. Your existence in this world has been cherished and remains in the hearts and minds of all of those for whom you have cared and for those who cared for you. The time has now come for you to rest in peace. We will all miss you, but our lives will go on enriched by your memory. And for that, we say thank you. Eric, with love we give you your freedom. With sadness we bid you farewell. And with respect we remember the life you shared with us. May you now rest in God's peace, knowing you will remain forever in our hearts. God bless you all, his Eric. Amen. Amen. May we all feel love around us and find peace and comfort in the legacy of love and life values that Eric leaves us with. Please do. Be seated. In a few moments, it will be time for us to leave the chapel. But before we do so, let us take a moment to consider how we're individually going to remember Eric, and hear further how Eric has been described in the many tributes to him. There have been so many tributes, and whilst I'm not able to share them all, I hope the ones that I can share capture some of your thoughts of Eric as well. Tributes paid to Eric have said that Eric was a wonderful man. He was a truly loved man and was very well liked. Eric's loss has been felt by both family, friends, and colleagues alike. He is described as being a great rocker of an uncle, a true and absolute gentleman, a man who was kind, humble, and always putting people at their ease. In both his personal and professional life, he's also remembered as a truly respected and talented gentleman who put his heart and soul into doing a great job and who was an inspiration to many. He's described as someone who truly epitomized Harwell. Others have said he was Harwell in so many ways. He was part of their DNA. Accolades have been paid to his photographic skills, and further messages say he was one of the best photographers that UK AEA had ever had. He was wonderful, he was brilliant, and a major personality within the AERE family, and a permanent fixture on site. One comment seemed to capture it all, with someone saying that Eric was simply a legend. And I would like to finish these tributes with something that Tina said when we were chatting about Eric. She told me, Eric was the love of my life. He was so special to me and many others, and he will be missed so much. Today, we have more opportunities to remember Eric and share further memories of his life. Following the service, when you're invited to join together as family and friends to go to Aston Tyrrell and Upthorpe Village Hall. And the information about this is on the back of your order of service booklet. I've been asked to tell you that sadly parking there is very limited, but there is additional parking provided at the Manor Field on Baker Street. As there are so many of you here today, Tina has asked if those of you who are going on after the service can make your way directly to the Village Hall. She will greet you there. Those not able to go on, please do say hello outside in a moment, because I know this will mean so much to her. Today we might also choose to remember Eric by donating in his memory. And should you wish to do so, donations are invited for the ongoing work of the British Heart Foundation. Our time together is now at an end. And on behalf of Tina and the family, can I thank you all for coming along to pay your own personal tribute to Eric. And I want to remind you that he is only ever a thought away at any time, and he will always remain in our lives. So let us talk of him often and use his name and remember him in love and friendship. Let us now prepare to go gently into the world as we finish with a closing blessing. God our Father, we thank you for Eric, the years we shared with him, the good we saw in him, and the love we received from him. We thank you for the blessing he has been in our lives. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May he make his face to shine on you and bring you peace in this time of loss. We're now going to leave the chapel as we listen to My Way, sung for us by Willie Nelson, during which I invite you to come through the chapel to pay your respects to Eric in a way that is right for you. Thank you for being here today.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway and more. much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, and I saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and I spit it out. I faced it all and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, no, not me. I did it my way. For what is man? What has he done? If not himself, then he has no one to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows, I did it my way. And did it my way. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. regrets. I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, and I saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall, and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, no, not me, I did it my way. For a wise man, what has he done? If not himself, then he has Lord to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows, I did it my way.